So for today, we're going to be looking at the Legatus set for the Hunters. If you guys don't know, we've already done the reviewed video and the shader video. They're both right here. You guys can check it out. Now, unfortunately, the Legatus set may be gone by the time this video's out. Hopefully, Bungie gives you more than 2 weeks, because I don't know why they give you just 2 weeks and it's gone forever. But if it's gone, I do apologize. I should have posted these sooner, but it's just I was busy this weekend with a bunch of stuff. Me and my fiance went out, and then we went to go watch a movie as well, on top of just other things that I do in the background as well. So it's just, I've been really busy on top of work as well. So apologies. Just if you have the armor, it's going to be really cool sets that you're going to be looking at. But if you don't have the armor, I do apologize. But that being said, a lot of the sets that I make are usually interchangeable, which means that you can change like certain pieces. Like for example, the first set that we're going to be looking at, I will give you like a few other pieces that you can get, so, or utilize instead of the cloak, because unfortunately I do think the cloak is really cool, but it's not the end all be all. So let me know what you guys think. I apologize again. Like I said, I should have posted these sooner. I will try to do better in the future, but just be aware that I'm really busy now. So other than that, if you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe really does help, because a huge portion of people are actually not subscribed. So if you can do me a favor, like, comment, sub, hit the bell notification, because that also does help. Other than that, let's get into it. So to start off, here is the cloak. Now, I really like this set. This is a set that I made a while ago. I think when the Legatus set actually came out. No, I think I made this when the Iron Foreigner mask came out, because when that came out, I immediately wanted to combine it with the Legatus cloak. For the arms, Iron Simiki grips. For the boots, Iron Fellowship strides. And then for the chest, it's going to be the 6 Coyote. So yeah, I think the set came out really cool. Like legitimately probably one of my more better sets. When I think of like my content, my like specifically like the sets that I've made along the years, this set is like an iconic set for me. Like this is like, oh, this is like a certified Tony classic, I guess you would say. For the shadering, echoed anger for everything but the cloak, or the hood. Fucked. Everything but the So for shadering, echoed anger for everything but the helmet. The helmet actually takes cryptic insignia, specifically because Iron Foreigner mask takes shaders really bad. So to offset that, I obviously had to shader something else, and cryptic insignia looks really good with it. That being said, I think on the sides there is a bluish tint to it, or I think it's just pure white. Either way, that's going to be the best one for you, because it's almost a 1-to-1 with the white in the Legatus cloak. Now, for those of you who are picky like me, you'll notice that the white is not a 1-to-1. The white on the Legatus cloak is a little bit more pure than the actual hood. But again, that's something that super nitpicky people like myself will just notice off the rip. But I also think people like myself would understand, because I don't think there's any other like pure, I mean, to be fair, I haven't looked at all the shaders because that's going to take a long ass time. But this is the closest one that I got, and honestly, still my favorite. Now, if you were to ask me, like, instead of the Legatus cloak, what cloak could I use to like at least make it look bearable or like Japanese inspired? The untethered edge cape you could do, because that's going to give you that really cool like straw hat vibe. And that's the one from episode Echo, so definitely pick that up before it goes away. Another one would most likely be one of the Iron Banners, specifically Mantle of Aphrodite would be pretty decent. Iron Intent cloak would also be pretty decent, but there is one off the top of my head that I can think of that's going to be the best one, which is going to be the actual Japanese helmet from Iron Banner, the one that has like the whole, I forget what it's called. I'm trying to look it up on Dim right now. Not Dim, Dim. Let me see. Actually, let me type up Iron Banner real quick. Iron. So yeah, the Iron Pledge ornament, which probably would be the best one just because of the Japanese vibes, but it kind of loses its like agile look, because honestly, the Iron Pledge helmet or the cloak is just so massive that it'll give that. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Iron Intent cloak would be the best one, just because it's not as overwhelming of a cloak, I guess you would say. As for the next set, we're going to be utilizing the Legatus grips and the Legatus strides. For the actual exotic itself, we're going to be using the 9-Days/Nights ornament for the Knucklehead radar. And as for the other pieces, we're going to be using the Dimosborn vest and then the Wildwood cloak. For the shadering, Iron Bone, one of my favorite shaders, especially when you want to combine it with pure leather or cloth. Yeah, I think this one looks really cool, and it showcases what you can really do with the boots and the arms, because this I think looks amazing, especially with the Diamondspore vest. To be fair though, I am kind of cheating considering the Diamondspore vest and the Legatus chest piece kind of almost fit together really well, because they're basically like just the same type of tactical set. Both are purely leather or slash cloth, and a lot of packages are like pockets and stuff, so it's gonna meld really well with this one. That being said, it still looks amazing. The only thing I would probably switch out would be the arms, honestly. The Legatus grips, I would switch out for something else. Honestly, if you were like, oh, I don't have the Legatus set, so what would I do? This is pretty easy. I would probably just switch out the I would probably switch out, I was going to say the Diamondspore vest, but then I was like, I don't know if I'd do that, because I do like the chest piece with this one. So for this one, I'd probably switch out the Legatus grips with the arms from Europa. That would be really cool. And then the boots, honestly, I would probably put anything that's tactical, like anything that gives off that tactical set would probably be pretty fine. The Diamondspore boots come to mind, but if you don't want to use the same chest piece with the same boots, which is completely valid, I'd probably just use, I'm looking at Dim again just to see if I can think of anything. I honestly would probably do like the Vicarian Strides, which is a Mass Effect armor set. But if it's something, oh yeah, I could probably, so no, I was gonna say the boots from a dungeon, but those wouldn't look good. Honestly, anything tactical is just gonna look good with it. So yeah, if you're wondering, just anything tactical would just look really good with it. Only reason I can't think of anything is because I constantly am looking like, oh, I would use this one, but it's a season pass ornament, specifically the Psionic Stalker Strides, but those are season pass ornaments. Or the Hardened Basilisk, which again, that's a season pass ornament. Honestly, the Diamondspore boots, switch out the chest piece for something else, and then keep the arms for the Europa set, and then you probably have a decent armor set, honestly. As for the next set, we're going to be utilizing the Legatus Cuirass, which is the chest piece. For the actual exotic, we're going to be using the Certarachnyx Facade with the Europan Scout Visor. For the shadering, Ensilvered Snare for everything, which is cheating because this shader is literally the best. And then for the other pieces, Diamondspore grips with the Diamondspore Strides, and then the First Ascent Cloak. This one's the best one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this one is legitimately the best one. I would say the first one is, but that one's cheating because that one's just like another level. So if it wasn't for the first one, this one would be the best one. I think it's really, really cool. It also showcases the power of the Diamondspore Strides with the Legatus Cuirass. I think it's just such a great combo that it hurts my soul, because legitimately, I do think the chest piece, if you utilize it well, it looks really cool. And obviously with the power of the Europan Scout Visor ornament, this looks really, really cool in my opinion. Probably, yeah, honestly the best one in this video. I love the first one, but this one just is another level. To be fair though, the Ensilvered Snare is putting a lot of work in this, because again, this shader is really good, but I just can't. Yeah, this one's so good. The only thing that I don't that I kind of find annoying is just the fact that I don't use Certarachny's Facade a lot. So, which is why I think the first one's still better, because functionally I use that one a lot, and I think it just it's just so good. So if you were to ask me what would I end up using for the chest piece instead of the Legatus chest piece, this one's pretty simple because there's a lot of cool pieces you could use. It's just like what would be the thing I would use? Honestly, the Veritas vest is something I would use for this one, just because it's gonna look really cool. And if you're wondering which one's the Veritas vest, that's the one from the Witch Queen, specifically the planetary armor. That's the one I would do. You could also do the Siegebreaker vest, or the one that's the lesser one. I forget what that one's called, but because the Siege Break vest, I always say Siegebreaker. Siege Break vest is the season pass ornament. The one below that one, the one that you can get from fucking Xur, that's the one I would go for. You could also do Prodigal vest, which is the D1 armor. yeah, there's a lot of pieces you could definitely do for this one, which is why I think it's such a powerful set, because you could definitely switch out the chest piece and it will most likely still look really cool. But the two that I need you to understand the most is the Deep Explorer Vest, which is from the Duality Dungeon, and the Crystocrene Vest, which is exploring Europa, essentially getting armor from Europa. Those two pieces are going to be the best if you want to like switch those out or switch the chest piece out. Those two are going to be the best ones, so remember those well. But yeah, overall, definitely really, really cool. And then last but not least, we have this one, which is not the best in my opinion. Definitely might be the worst one, just because I don't think the shader usage is the best here, and I already used the shader here. So for this one, Omnicronia, for this one, Omnioculus Mask, the Legatus Grips, Veteran Legend Vest. For the exotic, we're going to be using the Astrocytes Ornament for the Stompies, and then Exodus Down Cloak. So yeah, I don't mind this one. Like, it's not bad. It just doesn't hold up to the other pieces, if I'm being quite honest. The other sets I think are way better than this one. Honestly, if I just switch out the shadering, I think this would be pretty dope. It's just Iron Bone. I don't think that was the best choice in my opinion. Maybe switch out the shader for something else, I think would be the best option here. And the reason I actually like think this one's decent, now that I'm looking at it more and more, is just the fact that there's a lot of pieces that are varied. So from like left to right, the arm starts with leather, then chest plate, then leather in the middle of the chest plate, and then metal again, and then leather at the end, which I think that's kind of the reason why I went with this, because I like that separation. And then the boots also have that separation as well. So it's kind of like, when I view it in that aspect, I actually really do like this set. I do think the shadering needs to be better though. I don't think this was the best choice for shadering. But yeah, overall, I think this one is pretty decent actually. I would probably switch out the boots though. Maybe the boots for something else. Maybe the Frosties with the Mountaineer ornament. I think that one might be actually a little bit better in my opinion. But if you don't have the arms, the Legatus arms, then we could probably do something else, specifically something that has leather if you want to keep that leather vibe. So that one's going to go to the Intrepid Discovery grips, which is from Eververse. You could do the First Ascent grips, which is from the Traveler inside the Travelussi. If you want to have actually this one would probably be cooler. The Omega Mechanograss would actually be pretty cool, because then it would be metal leather in the middle, and then metal for the other side as well. So that would be pretty cool. Vanguard Dare grips would be decent, although the shoulder pads are like this color, which makes I don't like it. There's a few pieces you could use, but those that I just mentioned would probably, oh no, wait, I'm missing one. Specifically like a leather set. Oh, where are you? Here you are. The Couturier grips would be pretty cool, because they are pure leather. I know some people might not like that, but I do think that would probably be cool. You could do the Pathfinder grips as well, but that's from Season of the Lost, so I don't know if you have that or not. It's not a Season Pass ornament, but it's a Season Pass activity armor. Streetwise grips would also be pretty cool. That is from Eternity from Zur, which would be pretty cool. Yeah, there's some pieces you could do for this. So Hunters, let me know what you guys think. I definitely think the first and third set are magnificent, bro. Even the second set I think is still better than the fourth one. The fourth one is just a little weird in my opinion. But like the more I look at it, the more I'm like, I see the vision, dog. I see the vision. I would just switch out the arms for metal, leather, metal. I think that would be a little bit cooler. But I think the first set, absolutely beautiful. It's like one of my signature looks. And then the third one is just like amazing. Honestly, I would still want to say that's the best one here, but Hunters, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Titans, Warlocks, you guys also have armor sets. Don't worry, we will be making those this week as well. So if you did get the Legatus armor, you guys will have some inspiration to go by. But if you don't have the Legatus set, I will try my best to at least mention some replacements, so that way you guys can still have that, but you know, the best you could do at least. So let me know what you guys think. I appreciate y'all. Be safe. I'll see you guys later.